So I'm back at the 2019 Chicago Auto Show, just walking around, looking at all the cars, and I came across this. This is the 2019 Hyundai Veloster. It's the Veloster N, which is their top trim level model. This comes in performance blue, which I think is pretty striking. So this is a front-wheel drive car. It's a 4-passenger, 3-door hatchback. And I'm kind of excited about this one because it's the first year of the redesign, so there's a lot to talk about. So the N trim level comes in at around $28,000, and with that you get standard 19-inch lightweight alloy wheels, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Blindside detection, and a ton of fun stuff. What's kind of cool about this one is that it has an asymmetrical design, so it's a 2+1 door configuration. In other words, the back seat only has one door on the passenger side of the vehicle, and I think this is great because, quite honestly, it's not easy getting out of the back seat of this vehicle. Under the hood is where things start to get really exciting. You get a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine. This is a 6-speed manual transmission with rev matching. Honestly, I had no idea what rev matching was, so I had to look it up. It basically means that the car is going to automatically smooth the gears out for you when you're downshifting, just to make that transition a little bit easier. You also get large bore exhaust. So, well, it should make a pretty noise when you start this thing up. Horsepower, 250 horsepower at 6,000 RPMs. Now, if you get the performance package with this thing, which is about $2,100 extra dollars, you get some pretty crazy speeds. You can go 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles per hour. That's crazy considering this car is under $30,000. Inside the vehicle, we have a push-button startup on the dash, a really beautiful steering wheel setup with your phone buttons and volume rocker on the left, cruise controls on the right, paddles to adjust the drive mode settings below there. On the door, we have our window controls, our door locks, and our mirror controls all the way at the front. A button up here on the dash to adjust the brightness of the gauge cluster. Just your trunk release down there. Side view mirrors, no blindside detection on this vehicle, but it is available as an option if you do want to go out and purchase the N. Up top, we have some pretty bright lights to illuminate the car, along with a sunglass holder that's made out of a decent feeling type plastic. Rear view mirror, pretty solid. It's interesting that you have your lane departure warning button up here to adjust that. Haven't seen this up here before. Usually it's on the dash somewhere. Down below there we have a beautiful touchscreen, really bright, crisp colors, tons of apps to play around with. You also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto preloaded on this car, and then a custom screen to check out the performance of the vehicle, which is always fun to play with. Below there you have your hazard buttons, and then down a little bit further you get your climate controls. Nothing interesting here, just a dial to adjust the temperature and a dial to adjust the fan. Down below there we have a power port, two USB ports and an auxiliary jack, and then a little bit behind there you have your gear shift. This is made out of really nice quality material, so it feels solid, which I think is important with a gear shift. And then just a standard parking brake right here. Also 2 cup holders, and then there's a center armrest. It's made out of plastic and isn't too big, but I mean you really shouldn't expect a ton of storage on a sports car like this. And then you also get a glove box with a decent amount of space, so you should be able to store all your registration materials in there fairly easily. I also want to point out that the seatbelt itself matches the color of the car, which, I don't know, it's kind of a fun touch that I really appreciate. It's a gorgeous color, so I like it. Anyway, that's all the stuff in the front that I want to talk about. Let's jump in the back seat so we can kind of get a feel for what your passengers are going to experience if they ride along with you. First off, not a lot of legroom back here. I'm 6 feet tall and I was fairly uncomfortable sitting back here. You also don't get any sort of cargo netting or pockets on the back of the doors. And on the back of the center armrest for the front seat passengers, yeah, there's nothing. Not any amenities for your passengers to take advantage of. Also, back of that seat does not have an armrest that folds down. You do have cup holders that are actually built into the sort of the seat itself, so that's nice. Car seat anchors are also surprisingly shallow. Typically Hyundai buries their car seat anchors pretty deep, so it was kind of a shock to see that installing a car seat in this vehicle won't be too bad. Alright, so let's close things out by taking a look at the hatch. This is a sports car, so don't expect much, but there is actually some storage space back here. First off, to open up the hatch, you have to reach under and press a little button on this plastic piece that sticks out underneath the rear windshield wiper. It took me a second to find this, but once you can kind of get the hang of it, it opens right away. Space in here isn't great. It's not huge, but it is big enough to get a couple of suitcases back here without any problem. And it's kind of cool to see that you can lift up the floor of this area. And, well, there's a sort of modular storage area underneath here. No spare tire, though. Just take note that Hyundai is removing those from its vehicles, so you're going to have to use a spare tire kit if you get a flat with this car. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I got on the 2019 Veloster. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of this vehicle. I really hope I get a chance to take this one out for a spin sometime soon. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time when I take a look at the 2019 iconic plug-in hybrid. I'll see you then.